Live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CIC today. Happy to see everybody here. We have our usual updates, and it should be a nice, quick meeting for everybody. I know how busy you all are, and I'm going to start off looking for an approval of minutes. If I may have a motion to approve. Steve?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, expansion project, I'm gonna just turn it right over. I know we have a nice presentation that I saw, and look forward to updates and anything I can report back to the full board, most of whom are here, so this is great.
Okay, John O'Donnell will start off and
Okay,
hand it
wonderful.
off to Matt and
Great.
John. Claire.
I think you're gonna do the first area.
I didn't know. Oh, okay. I didn't know we were doing. It looked like it was in a different order. Yeah, so got it. So as we know, we had a visit and a tour by the New York State DOT Commissioner Marie Therese Dominguez, and she was just delightful. And we toured the, as we know, we're staging the project, the main project, and we toured the business center, the children's play area, and the sensory room. And we had two board members attend, Harold and Sari, as well as a state delegation of the legislature. So we'll go through these quick. These areas are completely done. That was inside the small conference room in the business center. And Senator Fahey was there. That's the larger conference room in the business center. Getting down to the play area and all the artwork that's there. That's one of the best shots that shows all the people and the hubbub that was going on. There's the commissioner looking up at the art, and Assemblyman McDonald. We got a bonus because there was a young child with his folks there, and they gave us permission to show some of these. So that's our interaction in the sensory room.
And he was, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, please.
But
you were there.
this
Yeah.
kid, you would have thought that he was a paid actor and that we called him in. He talked to everybody. He was showing off and it was fantastic luck. And it was a great way, I think, publicly. And I will say, the commissioner, she did a fantastic job of communicating to the press and the public that we are in phases. Everybody was very excited to see those things. So I felt that from a construction standpoint, it gave us some bonus points that we are celebrating every milestone. And I would say we continue that. It was fantastic.
Yes. We're continuing to see more children there.
Yeah.
The sky, can you go back one? I just want to point out this. One of my favorite features is the skylight that's there. You feel like it's an authentic skylight. If you haven't been there, let's go. And we can also do a demonstration because it can do different levels and it feels like real light. So different angles on that. I guess that's looking up at the skylight. Departure hall. John, can you start this one?
So following with Peter's introduction to the three spaces that we completed, that was phase one. Phase two is the ticketing area and baggage claim area. And we're progressing through that. But just to let you know that we're trying to coordinate with the airlines, and we have to do a counter at Delta, one at JetBlue. But Delta doesn't want us to do any work during the holiday period. So we're kind of strong and tied to the airline schedule on that, and then come after the holiday once again, after January 1, we do the ticket or the rental car counters. So it's kind of a phased approach there, and once again, the schedule is being impacted by our operations and by the request of our tenants. So now moving on to the departure hall.
Before that, John, just a quick question on that. So it looks, if we wait till after the holidays to move on that timeline, how long or projected do you think that part of that phase would take to complete?
2 to 3 months after that.
2 to 3 months after the holidays. Okay.
We're working and we'll start very soon on the large LED banner that runs the entire length of ticketing. I don't recall that during the design phase. So they were looking to start building the framework for that and mounting that. And that's a very expensive piece. There's an alternate that was accepted, and it's very expensive, and it should look, it's deeper and taller than the one we currently have, but it's continuous, so that one should start probably in about 6 weeks. Going to the departure hall, the ceiling system is going in, which means that the mechanicals are nearly done. All the HVAC, sprinklers, electrical systems are going in. So with the ceiling starting, it means that we're getting closer to finishing. The contractor's indicated his schedule is showing mid-February. First thing, we hope that he can hit mid-February. It might be just a little bit later than mid-February, but that's what his schedule is. Then the previous slide, the commissioner, we went through the schedule with the commissioner of DOT when she was here. We apprised her of all the different phases that we'll be going through over the next few months. So we're building the sockets and placing jip board. You can see jip board going up. So this is starting to have some finishes. The finishes are going in, and the terrazzo is going along the curtain wall. They've already started that work. That'll be in phases. Once again, it's going to go very quickly. We're coordinating with Dunkin' Donuts, trying to get, we've got their drawings. We're trying to get them to align their contractors and start, doing the installations for their casework and start building up those spaces. I believe it's December 4th. We'll be bidding the 7th lane and the restrooms. And that project has a very short duration. It's all readily available materials, so you go very quickly. Looking at about 90 days to install the restrooms. The 7th lane we're going to use conceivably in one of our future phases and use that so they can do the recompose area. That's one of the last phases, all in one complete phase versus breaking that up so that so the passengers go through. We're going to align it so maybe the passengers can go through the 7th lane. The point is, we're using that 7th lane because it wasn't available to us when we bid the project, but now we can utilize that as a means of exit and for exiting our passengers and then entrance. So we might use that 7th lane strategically going forward.
Yeah,
With that, John's working on escalators and
yeah. One quick question, John, could you just, since we have more board members here today, could you just remind us what exactly, I know the departure hall won't be completed. Can you, and you may be doing this in part of your report, but what will actually, hopefully mid-February, be done?
Well, it's probably, I'm gonna say it's 65%, 70% complete. You'll have a complete ceiling system, terrazzo, exterior wall, but you will see there will be a segmented area. The Dunkin' Donuts towards the garage end will be closed off. And also we call it the east side, that would be like the ticketing side. There's going to be a pathway so the contractor can move his materials, because when he does the next phase, build the 2 escalators, build columns, build the floor over, build mechanical. He needs access along that ticketing side as a pathway. And if you look at the way it from the exterior, there's a black area and there's a large door that we'll use to feed the materials in.
Right, and will but the queuing in mid-February will be moved.
According to their schedule, we're hoping they can hit that schedule, which would mean the queuing would be on the new build and the queuing platform would be removed.
To keep going with the rest of them. Okay, I just wanted to.
If they hit that schedule the way they say.
Yeah, and I know these things are fluid and changing. I just wanted to see. People ask me what's going on. So
And
that's,
when do the lanes in front, at ground level, the driving lanes, when do those go back to normal?
probably not so.
1993.
Yeah, I know it's
Probably.
So for the holidays, we're gonna work with MLB to get that open as much as possible, knowing the volume of traffic we're gonna have through here. So that we're actually not gonna let them do a few of the groundworks that they want to do. It just doesn't make sense. We need as much curb space and that drop off area as possible.
To that point, John, the area that they're working right in front of the terminal, what are they doing there? On the roadway.
In the roadway, they're working up underneath, boxing out. They're running the heat trace for the pipes, the sanitary drain lines. They're running, that's the electricians doing the heat trace on the lift. You got the guy flagging you around. he's in the lift, they do the heat trace there, and then once that's done, they can box in the on the underside of that, and then that'll start giving you the enclosure to put the lights underneath and everything that will be a part of that final finish. Yeah.
Also, excuse me, could you talk about the underground work, the water separators?
Yeah. So there's there's one very large storm drain structure called a hydronic separator, and in order to do this, it's going to take up a lot of, as you know, it's going to take up a lot of lane space. We're going to have very limited lane space for probably a week just to get this in. It's very deep. It takes a lot of shoring. So that's something we've asked them not to go anywhere near until we get past the holiday season when we have heavy traffic. They have some smaller storm structures. Those aren't so bad. We can get those in and out. They can do those in a day and get out of there. And then they wanted to start doing some of the bollard work, but even that's not going to work out. We're too close to the holidays now, so we've kind of put that up. That's not critical path any stuff. It can be done at any time. So we told them to hold off on that, so we can keep the lanes, many lanes open as we could.
And I'm assuming, Matt, prior to the holidays, we'll post a lot about, how to manage. We get busy here. I will say I'm here quite a bit, and the flow is really, people sort of get it now. People that travel, I don't see a lot of confusion down in those lanes.
No, it's gotten better, but when
It
we
has.
swap the lanes, we swap back and forth, we have a little bit of issue. It's
Right.
a learning curve. And,
Of course.
And they learn quickly.
So I'm assuming we will make sure that we sort of post about this on social media and on the website before the holidays to,
Alerting the press.
yeah, we just want to set expectations, right? We're still under construction. And I think that's a big key to keeping people happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to people know.
One more thing. Okay, John, talk about the emergency escalator
Oh.
access.
Yeah, so as you know, we're getting 4 brand new escalators. They're 4 brand new escalators as part of this build. They're installed. Kone came back today, they're the installers, and they're working on doing final clean down testing, and they have the state inspector will be here early next week to do the final commissioning of those escalators. Once they're commissioned, we can use them. So we implemented a plan in case 16 and 17, which are the 2 that are out there now, which have been working like pretty tirelessly and haven't had a lot of PM work just because it's the only way up and down for people. We have a plan where we have double doors on the bottom, double doors up on top. We have layout for stanchion and stuff. So if anything happens, within less than an hour, we can switch over, turn on 2 of the escalators, the new ones, and use them as an alternate route so we can maintain our passenger flow. It was an alternate. We came up, we developed and worked with the contractor on, and it's there. It'll be in good. It'll be ready to go. Let's hope we don't have to use it. But if we didn't have it there, we probably would be.
Yeah. You probably need it.
Probably need it.
Now, during holiday travel, I don't travel with the holidays, so I don't know. Is the are the busy times just busier, or is it busy overall?
It's busier overall.
Overall during the
busy
day, so there's
times-
no.
Like the first thing in the morning, the noontime rush, and then the evening are even busier. But overall, it's just a busier. There's a lot more people around the terminal.
Okay.
Because for the holidays, a lot of people haven't traveled in a while, so now they get here 2-3 hours ahead of time, and so there's just a lot more traffic here.
More traffic
Yeah.
overall. I was just curious about that because we know the busy times now, and I'm just not familiar. So thank you. So, John, are we?
All set.
Yeah, let's go through
Sorry, we got way off track.
it's good.
It's good
Oh, this-
information. Thank you. Oh, great.
Concourse A, very good news, yes, last Friday, the 7th, A3 and A4 were officially opened up, so now we have A1, A2, A3, A4. Now we're closed in A5, A6, working on that, so that's the 3rd phase. United officially moved over, so they're now gates A2, 3, and 4, Allegiant's still on A1.
It's visually spectacular.
Yeah,
It
so now when
really
you walk
is.
down, you can see all 4, yeah, you could really see a lot of
Yeah, I gotta get down there.
envision that you can see it. I guess the only main thing I would say, so 5 and 6, sometime right now, we're trending to the end of February. Probably we'll get them too, and then we'll have to do the bathrooms and the final pieces that we need to get to. I could say we're gonna shave at least 3 months off the overall project, trying to get a little bit more, but
Wow.
I can definitely say 3 months. So it was originally early August.
You may be the
Definitely-
only one in this room able to say.
I won't give you a date yet, but I'm willing to say it will come in
That's
quicker than it's
music to our ears.
It's moving well,
Yeah.
and there will not be a change order.
Yeah, there you go.
Or-
Now, I haven't been down there. I've got to get down there. I've been down enough to see how beautiful it is. How is the planning for the bar area with
How would we want to? It's
HMS
ongoing.
host.
HMS host? Is that in progress? Is that
Yeah,
active
we,
yet, or?
We just recently had a Teams call with HMS Host, and we've given them direction of what we would like to see there. They
Oh,
came back earlier with kiosks, kind of grab and go, kind of large build outs where there wouldn't be any attendant there. So we rejected that organizationally. We met with them, we rejected it. And we said, we want a semicircular bar, fully stocked bar, and have like hors d'oeuvres kind of with air fryers, because they don't have enough space to accommodate a full kitchen at this
Right.
time. So they agreed
Which is
to come back with some renderings and drawings and a
Oh,
program
great.
for us.
In that notched area behind the
Yeah,
escalators?
it's all built out, it's all designed for it.
Right alongside the escalator, actually.
Yeah.
Because the escalator's going like that, and it'll be like right on the side. You can, if you go there and look, you can see if you look at the ceiling, you can see the half circle there, and
Right.
it's gonna sit right
I
there.
thought we were going to also utilize that corner area.
Just a little bit of that corner,
Yeah.
but not the whole wall, because we got the tables there where people can sit and
Oh,
plug in their
good.
computers and all that. And they love that for their laptops and their phones and stuff, so it'll just take that little corner that goes around, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
One of the things we're looking at is the employment numbers, and Dave just got me the employment numbers. So you recall what it was per
Concourse
year?
A?
Concourse A.
Yeah, it's about 200,000.
So that's a pretty good number for traffic down there, so they can serve those people. Maybe it's not enough for a full kitchen, but we'll try to encourage that and push that forward. We might move an airline down there with time, have a third airline. So basically United Legion now, so maybe a JetBlue might consider moving down there. Once that happens, then we'll have a full.
And some grab and go is good too for people traveling. Sometimes when I travel, I grab a sandwich for, depending upon like the timing. I'm not a huge traveler, but that you have options for in the airport. I think people, but I'm sure they could provide you with that usage to see if, does that stuff
But
sell?
we like a bar and someone, someone attending to
Agreed.
the folks during, there's people down there during the flights.
It's a great concourse. Great, thank you. Okay. Before we go on to our list, does anybody have any questions about the project and Terminal A projects? Anything? Everybody feels well informed? Awesome. Okay. You're up with our favorite list.
There you go. So the terminal elevator, currently elevator number 10, which is the one furthest down, B concourse, is being completed. Should be done next week. They'll be out of there. Then they're going to take that crew and actually move them over to the new elevator 20, which is part of the MLB building. That way, I don't have to take elevator 9, which is by Lover and the play area and all that. We'll leave that open for the holidays. And right after the holidays, they'll work on number 9, get that one done. So we're moving right along. And good news on that is we finally squared up with the state where the funding's coming from, and they're on board, and we're getting our reimbursement for that, so that's great. So the South Perimeter Road, anybody that's driven, Callahan shut down the main runway for 10 days and milled and filled, and I didn't get nearly as many phone calls. I get people driving by going, what are those guys doing inside of the fence and stuff? And so currently right now, and that's a great picture. That's new. Callahan's digging it up. They're putting millings down that we have on site that they're using. They're putting it down and building the perimeter road to the wetland, the designated wetland area. I still am waiting on my wetland permits, although I did get some positive feedback from the FAA. They're working with me to help get the Corps of Engineers on board. I'm hoping to have that for the spring. We'll drop the box culverts, And then what that do will complete the interior perimeter road all the way around the interior fence of the airport, which is over an 8-mile trip when you do it. So that south corner's always been the piece missing. You had to go in the E lot and then come around. You won't have to do that now. You'll be able to, security, TSA, sheriff's deputies, operations, and even our airfield guys will be able to use that interior road.
Is this gonna be paved? Or-
No, it's gonna just be millings for now. We're gonna get it in, get it settled down, put the millings in. They're putting a foot of millings in and on top of fabric. And then at some point, we'll probably end up having a project, we'll pave the whole interior perimeter road, which is, it's due. It's been done in pieces over the last 25 years, so it's due to have a full paving, and we'll pave that too. The car rental facility, like I said, we're working with those guys, but we're not gonna touch the kiosks in there, in the terminal. We'll leave that alone. I'm working with the car rental companies as far as some upgrades to some of their kiosks in the garage. So the GA apron, so that's a good one. The board approved the extensions, the all 1s and 2 for that one. Reifenberg is going to be the contractor. They're putting their plan together. I've had several conversations with them. They're actually trying to figure ways to accelerate that project a little bit, which would be good for us, because once this one is almost done, we want to get back to the terminal apron and contain the terminal apron. So if we could get this done a little quicker, that would be helpful. Traffic signal upgrade. I'm just waiting for the vendor to get here to put the transponder into engine 8. Other than that, anybody that's driven through here, through our signal lights, is very happy. When you get to the next one, you're not so happy, because the county, I spoke to Lisa Raimondo from the county last week, and for some reason, they're holding back on letting CIC go in and do the upgrades to the signals. I'm not sure why. She didn't elaborate, but
So we're basically just waiting on the
we're
county.
just waiting on them. Yeah, it's a county thing. Yeah.
Have you been happy, Steve?
Until Sunday. I caught every red light from Route 7 all the way
But I'm
down.
not responsible.
Absolutely no one.
I think you should call
On
the
the other
county.
side of the intersection. waiting for it.
I'll tell you the light, after when you're coming out and you have to make that
Yep.
left-hand turn, and you got the arrow, but it's traffic backs up a
Oh, yeah.
lot. So behind Pat Fahey, there was a long line.
Yeah.
She was not being patient. I'll just say, didn't break any laws, but she kind of pulled around.
When they get the on-demand cameras on that intersection is going to flow a lot better too. Coming out of our terminal, that's going to help us a lot. So
I mean,
hopefully,
there were probably 20 cars in line.
oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, they get backed up every once in a while. Yeah, they're terrible. It's that,
I'll be honest with you, from the exit of the Reynolds,
Mhm.
that light is the most dangerous part of this.
Agreed.
Because you have people from out of town, have no clue where they're going.
Oh,
They're
that's true,
wandering
they're
between
turning.
lanes.
one lane to the other lane, and yep, you're right.
The turn lane can only stack about 10, 12 cars, yeah, especially when flight arrival times.
Yep.
It backs up
Yep.
almost to the garage.
That's why that on-demand will be great when we get that. So then, and that's on the county. I don't have any control of that one.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's really a timing issue too.
It is.
They don't leave the green light long enough.
Well, that's what the on-demand is, it senses how many cars there, and it will clear more cars before it turns back to green on the other road. You'll see a huge difference once they get that in there. It's amazing. Very nice technology. Fuel farm suppression, I'm working with there's 3 contractors. United Fire Suppression is the manufacturer and installer for the units themselves. They had a little delay with some items coming from different areas. So they're working on that. They'll have that ready. In the meantime, DLC, who's the electric company, and FS&S, who's the alarm company, they're going to get up there in the next couple of weeks and start doing the electrical and the fire alarm. So at least we'll have the upgraded alarm system. And then I don't see United Fire Suppression in there till the spring, just due to snow on the canopy and stuff. They can't get in there. It's going to be a problem. So that'll be a spring. They'll hit it. They'll be ready to go in the spring, get that done. Hauser lights, still, Matt and I have had a couple conversations with the FAA, the ATO from New Hampshire, who's in charge of this equipment. Our equipment is purchased. It's in storage in Oklahoma. Don't ask me why. It's where it goes through. That's their distribution on the side. Oklahoma's bringing stuff. but they're still working. They have an issue with their Corps of Engineers too, as far as a couple of permits for the corner, because some of Engel's farm there, right where the foundation center, right on the edge of his old, they were actually irrigation ponds, but now they've declared them wetlands. Yeah, oh yeah. So, but they're working on it. Transformer that.
Transformer project's going very well. National Grid and their the site, or yeah, the site work, they're complete. They're done now until the equipment actually comes in, which is a long lead time. DLC's just now they're running their conduits back to building 79, and they got to do work in there over the winter. And we'll get back at it in spring.
Now, what are they digging up close to the exit route?
Yeah.
The last 5 or 6 parking spots. They dug that up.
The sidewalk,
No.
they have a manhole
There's a
there that they
manhole.
had to tie into. And then we
What?
ripped up there was a manhole there, but we had to rip up the curbing, sidewalk, and the blast wall, and the foundation actually goes deep inside, so I had to get under there.
The trunk lines feed right down the road from the hockey rink down. You drove over the manholes, you'll see it. Then it turns into the loading dock. There's a manhole right there, and that's what they had to tie into to bring the feed lines into these new structures.
So we're on pace there. It's just, like I said, the long lead item for the actual transfer switches.
When I talk about the,
Yeah, before we go on to planning, Steve has an item, the external panels to finish the glass wall near the new gates.
So, Steve and I talked ahead of this meeting, but
Oh,
just-
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. So just so everybody's on the same page, I understand what his concern is. As I explained to him, the original design was to have the solid panels along the roadway for not only security, for visual block, so it didn't look like a structural piece there, but it also is security. We put the fence up on top, which would make it a little more secure. Steve noted that it wraps around the corner and stops. He's not wrong. So we got a quote from AOW, who's the main contractor, whoever their sub is, and the quote was pretty high. So I think in lieu of going with a quote, it's close to $70,000 to finish that up. We'll wait and do that. I'll do it as a RFP and get somebody else to come in and just finish that up and fill that in, just so it looks the same all the way across.
Yeah, I have to look. I didn't notice, but thank you, Steve. I didn't notice that. Okay, thanks, John. Airport planning updates.
Good afternoon. Couple small items from this month. We talked a lot about general aviation hangars moving forward. This month, we started looking at the maintenance and repair operations we have on the field. We have 2 of them. They're upgrading their aircraft in the coming years as part of their network strategy. And we're a regional hub for both of them. And our hangars do not fit that aircraft. So in the next couple months, I would say, we'll have more on that to see what, that might look like moving forward. And then I mentioned it kind of passively in the past meetings, but I've been working with the CRTC, the Capital Region Transportation Council down the road. They did some traffic studies for us and they're modeling a roundabout to see what that might look like coming in. So that's actually in the process as we speak. I met with them last week. So, is that no charge to us? Correct. And that's it for airport planning.
Thank you.
one question for Peter.
Yes,
You were talking about the letter you're gonna write to town,
yes,
because that thing is coming back before us again on Tuesday.
yes. We, thank you for letting me know about the urgency. We're getting help from Creighton Manning on that because they're going to do a drawing and they're supposed to get back with us on something today, but I appreciate you, this week rather. I appreciate you letting me know that.
I'm pretty sure they're on the agenda for concept.
And I've spoken to the town supervisor. He did not seem in opposition, I think it's fair to say, of the concept.
Any
Can
other?
I ask about my favorite issue of the signage on the parking?
Yes, we are working on that, and that's, it all has to do with wayfinding signage coming in. And in the short run, we want to have variable message signing.
Yeah.
And we're working on that, but unfortunately, things take time. But we put out an RFQ, a request for qualifications, to help us with the wayfinding exterior to the airport grounds, and then on the interior signage. As we evaluated the scope, and it also plays into parking and whether we have an overflow lot, et cetera. We found 2 qualified firms, and we we're gonna be making a recommendation to split that work up. Clough Harbor, CHA will be taking the more exterior work, which will be from the Northway coming in. And then as we get to past the gateway, it's gonna be handed off to Creighton Manning. So it's very much on the front burner, and we know that we need a lot of attention on that, and we're gonna have a follow-up meeting this week, and we're trying to address the variable rate signage in the short run, more in the short run then.
And on that, we forgot to just talk about change orders coming up at the full board meeting related to capital improvements. I took a look. Anything that we should mention here so the board is familiar with what we will be
There's
asked
gonna be
to?
a change order
Under the
for.
resolutions, anything coming up at the
Like
board
that, there'll
meeting?
be just some change order for different conditions I have for bid pack 4, and then we have the
Okay.
one for bid pack 2 with the, yeah,
With what? I'm sorry.
Increased rental of the platform.
the
Okay.
rental platform, for the queuing platform
Okay.
for the rental on that. That's the other one.
So when the package comes out, everybody can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sure you even know what me and Peter were talking about.
Oh,
With
okay.
what?
That, before the planning board now in town,
Oh, yes,
is for
thank
a
you.
quick check gas station, 16 pumps, huge thing. They have a lot in New Jersey, that's where they're headquartered. They're making their way into the town. They got two from Brunswick, they're also gonna put one in Shaker Road at the vacant lot,
Yeah,
down there. But the proposal is to put one down here. As you get off the Northway, you could go straight across to the light, and there's gonna be a road, a town road,
Right.
yeah,
that'll go towards the back. And what the talk is make sure we connect that town road to the economy.
right,
Way.
the ELOT. And it makes a lot of sense, and I think
ELOT.
everybody agrees.
So
with
to give entrance and exit from there, as well as, it benefits the gas station.
that. Yeah, hopefully they see it that way, but yes, it
would
does.
be.
That would
And
be
the
huge.
proposals for the gas station are now, and then a lot of retail across the road. I don't know how
Yeah.
fast that's gonna come. The gas station proposal is moving through the process.
And there's also some talk of connecting it up, is it that, to exit
Well.
4, so I don't know if you wanna talk about that,
The
but it's,
Terminal lane, Northway lane,
yeah,
terminal lane.
yeah,
And it's very close to that field.
yeah,
They could very easily do it. They just don't very easily have the property to do it.
right, understood, yeah.
Oh.
But they could reserve the right for the
And
future.
that would go
yeah.
right out to, across from the exit.
Right,
4, coming south.
Do you know exit 4 that
Oh,
comes
yeah.
off on
Oh,
Old
yeah.
Wolf? You could, there's a road straight ahead. It doesn't line up perfectly,
I know it.
but you could go all the way through, get to the old Engel Farm, which is
Right.
being
Yes.
developed,
Right.
and also connects to the airport. We always liked connectivity when I was on the planning board for a long time. So it's sort of dispersed. If you can visualize a heart. It's better not to have one main artery, but also be able to disperse. It takes pressure and helps the blood pressure. It'll help disperse traffic.
Right.
It'll be self-mitigating,
No, I
so
know
everybody
exactly
can,
what that is.
all drivers will have
Okay.
You
more
talking
options.
about my heart?
Well, you're good. No, but that would be a
No,
good
thank
example.
you, that's good to know, because we've talked about that, so thank you for that update. That's great. Anything else? I'm going to entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss a matter involving a particular corporation.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Okay. Thanks, everyone. We will just close this meeting